In 2023, the national park system received 325.5 million visits, but only 11,000 or 0.00003% of those visits were to Gates of the Arctic, America's least visited national park. Gates of the Arctic is also America's northernmost national park, located entirely above the Arctic Circle in northern Alaska, as well as its second largest, as it covers more than 7.5 million acres of northern Alaskan wilderness, making it slightly larger than the country of Belgium. Within its borders, you'll find 6 wild and scenic rivers, countless lakes, alpine valleys, as well as the high peaks of the Brooks Range. While the Brooks Range, which is the northernmost extension of the Rocky Mountains, spans more than 700 miles east to west across northern Alaska and the Yukon Territory, Gates of the Arctic actually contains the highest peaks in the range, including the highest peak, Mount Ajikpak, shown here, which stands at 8,267 feet above sea level. But arguably the most famous mountains in Gates of the Arctic are the Ergetch Peaks, which form a series of dramatic glacial cirques around the headwaters of the Kobuk River. These peaks were long an important landmark for nomadic indigenous groups in the area, and their name literally translates to fingers of the outstretched hand. But despite the fact that Gates of the Arctic contains the Ergetch Peaks and countless other beautiful landscapes, the most visitors that it has ever recorded in a single year is just over 11,000, which is fewer visitors than Great Smoky Mountains National Park receives every single day. That's because the thing that makes Gates of the Arctic so special is the same thing that limits visitation, and that's its isolation. As I mentioned earlier, Gates of the Arctic is located in far north Alaska, which isn't exactly an easy place to get to. You'll first need to get yourself to Fairbanks, and then from there you can take a small plane to one of the gateway communities shown here. But none of these gateway communities are actually located inside the park, and there are no roads or trails that lead to Gates of the Arctic. So at this point, you'll need to either bushwhack or charter a plane to drop you off within the park. Now, once you finally make it inside of the park, you'll realize that Gates of the Arctic is a true wilderness, as there are no trails, signs, or any visitor services anywhere within park boundaries, which means you'll need to either be an experienced outdoorsman or you'll need to hire a guide. Given all of this, you can see why visiting Gates of the Arctic can be such an expensive and time-consuming endeavor, and it makes a little bit more sense why the park only receives 11,000 visitors a year. But if you do have the means and desire to make it to the park, you'll be treated to one of the most beautiful landscapes and most pristine wilderness areas